Coming up next, we're going to talk about the 12 most intriguing, exotic, and unique fragrances I discovered in 2024. So if you want fragrances to really give you that edge, that special something in 2025, stick around. The 12 choices are up right now. Welcome back to another video. Max Forti here. If you love to make a great and lasting impression, you came to the right place. We're going to obviously talk about 12 great discoveries I made in 2024 from thousands, really hundreds to thousands of fragrances that I've tried over the last 12 plus months. These are the 12 that really stood out for one reason or another. I do a monthly video for you guys talking about the 5 top discoveries of each month. And of course, as I promised, compiled a list of the 12 best, so one per month, fragrances that really stood out. So we're gonna do this chronologically from January through December of 2024. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. Of course, please share your thoughts and be a part of the video in the comment section, letting me know exactly what you discovered that was mostly exciting to you. Niche, designer, doesn't matter. Sound off in the comments of this video. So let's start off the list here. In the month of January 2024, this particular fragrance I absolutely adore. Love discovering this brand. And by the way, this is a brand that's been around since the 1500s, so a long time in the making. This is Farmacia Annunziata from Italy. This is Whiskey Nobili. Now, this is a whiskey fragrance that is not your ordinary whiskey scent. This is going to be a aromatic whiskey type scent. So it's going to be boozy, of course. You have a gorgeous note of whiskey here. That is the main, state, the main quality of the fragrance. Of course, that's that pitty, that smooth, nice whiskey presence up front and center here. But of course, you have some aromatic components. There is lavender. There's a green sage kind of a vibe here. It's very, aromatic, very elegant, very sophisticated, very refined in taste. This is one of the best whiskey fragrances I tried so far. Now we're going to talk about the note of whiskey here. Of course, there's a ton of boozy fragrances that I love, but when it comes to really smelling like a fine whiskey, like I just opened a bottle of aged whiskey, this one here captured that opening to the T. This has oud, saffron, so it has a leathery undertone, some fruity notes, of course. There's some dried fruits. It's a very exotic, very classy and sophisticated and elegant type scent. In January, this was my top discovery that I shared with you back then. And of course, it's making this one of the best discoveries of 2024. And definitely one that if you do love the note of whiskey, you gotta get your nose in this. I discovered this fragrance, which is a private blend of sorts in the designer world of things from the brand is Hugo Boss. And this is Confident Oud from their The Collection fragrance line, which a lot of people don't know anything about. This is a very likable and wearable oud. If you're getting into oud, I would say this is probably one of the best choices right now to get your feet wet or your nose wet, if you will. Diving into and delving into the note of oud, which can be daring, can be challenging, can be, of course, off-putting. It could be medicinal, it could be animalistic, barnyardy. This one here is going to be slightly animalistic and slightly slightly animalistic and slightly medicinal. However, very well constructed. You have a gorgeous note of sandalwood here, which makes this a creamy, spicy, and woody composition. A little bit fruity as well. Incredible. This is not your ordinary, the reason why I love this one so much, this is not your ordinary rose and oud combo. This is like a woody, spicy oud fragrance that's very wearable and great for compliments. I wore this quite a bit in 2024 and it gave me a ton of good impressions. People were like, wow, you smell really good. What are you wearing today, Max? People know I'm a fragrance nut, so they know to ask me what I'm wearing because I smell good. So that does help, my case when I'm trying to get some reactions out of people. But this one here, I think Confident Oud is a great fitting name for this fragrance because it's definitely going to raise the bar when it comes to confidence. Guys, check this out. You can actually find this for a very good price. And again, everything will be listed for you in the description of this video, which I always put useful information to you as far as the fragrances, where you can find it, best possible prices. Of course, you can always try them before you buy them at perfume.com, which is a partner of the channel, using my code also in the description of this video. So enjoy, get a decant, try it on the skin, make sure you love it before you pull the trigger. I never say blind buy, always, if you can, try it before you buy it. Now passing forward to the month of March, this is a very intriguing artist in Italy. This is a very famous person in Italy, by the way. You probably haven't heard of this brand or the creative director / perfumer of this brand. This is Filippo Sorcinelli, and this is Lentezza Carezza. This particular fragrance, ladies and gentlemen, is a citrus aromatic scent like you've never seen before. This is a very powerful citrus aromatic scent. This packs up a punch. Amazing citrus aromatic fragrance, amazing as the color here, orange. It's gonna get a lot of citrus notes, such as oranges, tangerines, but there's a note of prickly pear up top here, which is quite astringent, quite sharp, making this one of the most unique citrus aromatic fragrances I've ever put my nose on. Very powerful as well. I think perfection for spring and summer. You know, when March, April, again, this was discovered in March last year. So when the spring rolls around, this is a very strong contender for making my top spring or even summer of 2025. An incredible discovery. It's a little musky as well. Very sensual, slightly bitter and floral. A very unique take on citrus aromatic genre, guys. Check this fragrance out. In fact, check this brand out, Filippo Sortinelli from Italy. I think you're gonna find very unique compositions from a brand that's very slapped on. Definitely worth checking out. One of the most hidden gem, niche indie brands I discovered last year. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about is one that you cannot dismiss because I did talk about this fragrance quite a while in 2024. In fact, it made a lot of lists for me. I think it was in my top fall, autumn niche 2024. This is, of course, from the house of Orange Parfums, and this is Utak Sak. Now, Utak Sak is going to be basically a spicy, peppery fragrance. The opening here is absolutely fire, guys. So we have this Timur black pepper, very peppery and spicy opening. It has this incense and woody kind of a dry down, and also a leather in the core. In the heart of this fragrance, you have a beautiful saffron leathery fragrance. So it's peppery, leathery, and resinous in the base. Absolutely fire. This is a woody, spicy leather is how I would describe this fragrance. Quite resinous. You have a Myris resins in the base of this fragrance. Long lasting, amazing. One of my favorite discoveries. This is one that always gets me positive attention. People want to ask me, Max, what are you wearing when I'm walking around? It leaves a tremendous trail. Probably one of the best trails you're going to leave with this fragrance here from this top 12. The brand itself is very unique. Most of their fragrances are more leaning feminine, I'll be honest with you. But Utak Sak, definitely, if you love woody, spicy fragrances with leather, this is a no-brainer, guys. Get your nose in this. One of my favorite fragrances from last year, and one that will probably continue to be featured here on the channel for top complimented, fragrances that elevate your style, you name it. This checks a lot of boxes. This is a great one to look into, guys. Don't snooze on this one. I don't hear many people talking about it. It's quite an intriguing and extraordinary composition. Now, when it comes to favorite discoveries or best discoveries, of course, most of them, as you'll find here, will be indie and niche brands because they have this ability to create without constraints, really, going the extra mile of doing things that are unique, exotic, tapping into territories that are not very common, or, the road more traveled, as you see with designers, which is more of the same, that Ambrox and vanilla and tonka beans for the most part, that sweet, ambery kind of a core that's been there, done that with tons of designers. So it's very hard to find a designer that really piques my interest or, makes these top great discoveries each month. But I have to tip my hat off to Roberto Cavalli. They put out a fragrance called, I think it's Paradise for Him, the name of this. Let me make sure. Yes, this is a Paradise Found for Him from Roberto Cavalli. And this is basically a green, aromatic, and spicy scent. It opens up with this pimento seeds note. There's patchouli here. It's very earthy, very green, slightly sweet, very aromatic. There's clary sage here, so as the bottle is green, this is a very green, aromatic, and spicy scent. Absolutely incredible. There's nothing in your designer. First of all, you're not going to find Roberto Cavalli in every designer department store out there. So that's number one. It's going to be one of those that if you do rock this fragrance, it's going to give you that, something else, because most people are probably not going to be rocking this. They'll be rocking the usual suspects, Sauvage, Chanel's, Dior, so on and so forth. This here will definitely give you an edge. I promise you, if you rock this fragrance, you're going to be smelling different than everybody else around you. That's the reason why it made one of my favorite discoveries of last year. Absolutely incredible, musky, woody, spicy, and green. Insane stuff right here, guys. Lasts quite a bit too. Every fragrance on this list will give you 8+. This is going to be right around the 9-hour mark. Everything else will be probably 10+, especially the niche ones, but definitely incredible in performance. All the fragrances, you have nothing to worry about as far as performance goes. As far as the scents, these again were the most standout fragrances that I discovered in 2024. We're gonna go into the month of June now. This was a great discovery I made. Again, talking about things that are not more of the same. This is a sandalwood and blue citrus aromatic type scent from the house of Qhue, NYC, Qhue, New York. This is going to be Sow Blue. I talked about this fragrance so much this year. There's a reels that I did on Instagram when I talked about this fragrance and how incredible this is, because this is a very green, this is a very aromatic blue scent. This is not your ordinary blue scent. Even though it says Sow Blue, of course, it's a predominantly sandalwood scent. It's got spices and, of course, green nuances along with that blue. semi-aquatic and semi-ozonic. It's not really a blue aquatic, more of the same. This goes into a green, spicy, and even leathery kind of an undertone. Fantastic scent, Santal Blue, of course. The sandalwood will be here surrounding the composition. It's one of the best sandalwoods you can get. It's my source sandalwood, but the way it's comprised and put together and constructed with this fragrance, it is one of the most unique sandalwood fragrances I've ever put my nose on. Amazing, just amazing. And again, I've said this to you guys many times, try the brand of Qhue. I think if you go to their website, you can actually get a discovery kit and try everything from the brand. And then when you do want to decide which one you want to go with, you can actually utilize some of that money that you purchased the discovery kit and get yourself a full bottle. And the price, I'm telling you, for what you're getting, the performance, the smells are absolutely second to none. Again, everything links below to make your life easier. Speaking of discovery kits and brands you should try, this particular brand for the last year and a half has been a brand that's been nothing short of incredible. This brand is, of course, the brand of Nuit. From the bottles, presentations, heavy metal cap, beautiful design on the bottles. The sprayers are absolutely beast, long mist, broad mist, and this is Gravity. Gravity, ladies and gentlemen, is an incredible woody, aromatic slash fougere type of a scent. This here harps into old school fougères meet modern, so it's going to have some modern components here, and of course some old school traditional fougere, type of notes. Of course, lavender, oak moss, some of those things that if you do love the genre, the family fougere like myself, you're going to love this fragrance from the opening. But it also adds a boozy facet to this fragrance. So it has a note of rum. It is boozy. It is aromatic. It is spicy. So this took my love for fougere to the next level because it added this gorgeous rum note here right from the get-go. Patchouli, ginger, and amber are some of the other notes here. Again, if you do love fougères and you want one with a nice twist to it, Gravity is definitely one that's gonna definitely rock your world. I've been loving this fragrance. This is a discovery I made right around July of last year. And from that point on, especially through the fall, it made my top fall niche of 2024. I've been really rocking this as a signature scent. As you can see, I put a little bit of, quite a dent, on this particular bottle right here. It's right under the Gravity name. So this is about 2 fingers of a dent. So that tells you how much I love this fragrance. And talking about love, of course, you guys know my taste: green, woody, aromatic, spicy fragrances, boozy accords, leather accords, tobacco. Speaking of tobacco, in August, I discovered this fragrance and this particular collection. Of course, the line of Algabra. This is the Essence of Origins, and this is their tobacco collection. In particular, this is Peruvian tobacco, which is a very unique taste on this fruity and just gorgeous tobacco fragrance. What makes this really intriguing is it added this milky facet to the fragrance. So picture this, a very natural smelling tobacco, very fruity. There's dry fruits, tobacco, woody components, but of course there's this milky accord that surrounds this composition, giving this sweet, spicy, electronic, sweet pipe tobacco kind of a vibe. Amazing stuff, very unique. I've never tried it, and believe me, I own hundreds of tobacco-based scents. This has to be one of the most unique tobacco fragrances I've tried in a long time. So if you're looking for something very unique, and again, you like lactonic and spicy tobaccos and sweet spicy tobaccos, definitely give this one a shot. This is gonna be a tobacco that I'm hard pressed to think that you've ever tried a tobacco like this, because I smell a lot of fragrances and I've never smelled a tobacco quite unique as this one. The month of September, I'm always looking for spicy tobaccos, leathery type scents that are great for the cool weather that we start to get into, fall/winter seasons here in New York where I live. And of course, I picked this one here as my favorite discovery because this is the new collection of this brand, the brand, of course, Régalien from Istanbul, and this is Antidote. Now, Antidote is going to be a really nice take on beautiful, amazing sprayers. They upgraded the collection, they upgraded the sprayers. This is an incredible boozy tobacco, ladies and gentlemen. It opens up, very boozy. There's a honey note here as well, a wild honey facet, some floral undertones. There's geranium, there's lavender. So picture this. If you do enjoy Pure Havane that's been discontinued from Mugler, if you do love Naxos from 𝐒𝐲𝐓, this one here will borrow elements from both compositions, but will add this more aromatic, green, almost fougere tinge to this fragrance. So it really captures the wild honey, the tobacco, all those beautiful notes that I tend to love in my tobaccos, but it also added the fougere/green aromatic, lavender, clary sage, there's a rose leaf here. So it's a little bit floral, very green, and very aromatic take on tobacco. So it's not overly sweet, it's rather woodier and spicier in comparison to the other tobacco fragrances I mentioned here. The Mugler, Pure Havane, which is discontinued, and of course, Naxos from
from 𝐍𝐎𝐓. So I think this one here is definitely a more mature tobacco because it does have a greener, spicier, and woodier components and facets to this fragrance. Gets a huge thumbs up. Love this stuff. Again, this was my favorite discover in September and one that I've been really wearing right now, especially at this time of the year. You know, this is January. It's really cold out. So this one here complements any attire if you know, wearing a suit or if you want to really convey a very well put together and assertiveness, you know, about yourself. I think Régalien Antidote will definitely be a great fix for you. Now, going to the month of October, we're going into a different direction now. This was Régalien Antidote, which is a more mature, sophisticated, elegant, of course, but more mature. We're going to talk about the house of 𝗕𝐵𝐿, which I talked to you guys about many times over the last year and a half. And this one here, 𝗕𝐵𝐿, by the way, is an Italian brand, and this one is called Don't Call Me Oud. It's an eau de parfum, gorgeous looking bottle. Sprayers are amazing on in this particular line. And this one here, Don't Call Me Oud, is the other end of the spectrum. As we talked about Régalien, which is a more, you know, sophisticated, elegant, but also more mature. This one here is a very playful, very creamy, borderline gourmand. I believe this is going to be the second gourmand on this list. The next one coming up, it is also kind of a gourmand, but I'm not huge on gourmand fragrances, but this one here, ladies and gentlemen, it is a phenomenal fragrance. If you have a sweet tooth, you love sweet, spicy, and boozy fragrances, ladies and gentlemen, 𝗕𝐵𝐿 will definitely rock your world. One of my favorite boozy / gourmand discoveries of last year, and I can't recommend this one enough, guys. This one here is something that you definitely need to get your nose on. This is gonna really rock your world. You're gonna come back here and thank me later. The bottle's great, this is amazing. This is a 12+ hour fragrance. If you spray your clothes, it'll be there for a couple days. That's simple. Opens up with apple, rhubarb, and caramel, so opens up very sweet and fruity. You have florals in the heart, such as rose, jasmine, violet, iris, and there is a oud facet here that really peeks in from the heart into the dry vowel, making the fragrance spicier, woodier, and slightly darker as well. Of course, you have vanilla and tonka beans, and of course an amber accord that really gives this fragrance the sweetness, the resinous feel, and a little bit smoky as well. I think there's vetiver also in the base, and sandalwood, which also adds to that creaminess. This is an incredible fragrance, criminally underrated, the brand and the fragrance, guys. Try this out. I'm telling you, it's going to be, if you do have a sweet tooth, you love sweet and spicy and creamy fragrances that are gourmand, of course, this is going to be something that you really will enjoy and love to discover. Trust me. For the month of November, the discovery is going to be one that needs no introduction. You guys know this brand because so many people are talking about it, including yours truly. And this is, of course, Nuit Nomade, and this is from their Straight collection, which is the more prestigious line they have. This is Estrella Mañana, which I talked to you guys many times. This is a white cocoa, white chocolate with patchouli, spices. Amazing sprayer, by the way. And this is just amazing. This is not your ordinary, I wouldn't even classify this as a gourmand. It does not come across as a gourmand. The white chocolate facet here is sweet, but it's also very woody and very spicy. So I would qualify this and classify this as a woody, spicy fragrance, of course, with a chocolatey undertone. That white cocoa vibe will definitely be here from beginning to end, but you have a lot of woods here. You have some dark and smoky facets, very spicy. This is an intriguing fragrance, and I talked about this many times, as if you do love 𝗕𝐵𝐿 from Dior, La Collection Privée, which I think has been discontinued. If you love, you know, 𝗕𝗚 Marocain from Tower Parfums, it's gonna be in the same wheelhouse, same family, same genre, again, with that sweet white cocoa vibe that is just absolutely fantastic. And last but not least, of course, at the tail end of the year, this was my favorite discovery. I really delved into this brand. I was happy to discover this brand. And of course, it made my top 5 favorites for December 2024. Right now we're in January, but we're covering the whole year of 2024. Of course, I could not finalize this list without talking about this brand and this fragrance. The brand, of course, is Oscar London, and the fragrance is Big Band. I talked about this fragrance with you guys. This is an absolutely incredible fragrance. This is nutty. It's boozy, it's spicy, it's leathery. There's rum, patchouli, spices, resins, animalistic notes here, styrax, for example. So this is a very intriguing scent, and this is not going to be for everyone, perhaps. I would say 100% from everything I talked about, this is going to be the most daring, the most unique, the most mysterious fragrance on this list. But if you do like everything I just talked about, this is definitely something you want to get your nose on. This is going to set you apart and really give you that special something in 2025. I love this stuff so much. In fact, I'm going to rock this today as my scent of the day. This is a powerful fragrance, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very smoky, very spicy. I believe there's red fruits here as well.
There's a strawberry sweetness to it. It's smoky as well. Incense, oud, tobacco, leather, boozy facets. This hits you from all different angles, but I'm telling you, this is gonna be one of the most unique fragrances you've ever put your nose on. That simple, guys. Big Band from the House of Oscar London. My favorite discovery of December and definitely one of the best in 2024. So there you have it, 12 incredible fragrances. Again, you can try them before you buy them. Please share with me in the comment section of this video your favorite discoveries of 2024. Everything will be listed below to make your life easier. And of course, if you do enjoy the channel, leave a like, subscribe for more, hit the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. I will see you right back here with another video coming up very soon. Take care, smell great, and I'll see you soon. Take care.